Hey everyone, and welcome to this video. Thank you so much for being here, but I also want to say thank you for choosing yourself. Excuse the camera quality. I'm recording this off of my streaming camera at the moment, but we got to start somewhere. As long as my message gets across, that's all that matters to me. Let's get into it. Healthy habits for the new year. The first thing I want to say, there's two things that I want to say. The first thing I want to say is, you know how they say you have to go 100% into anything that you're doing? Yes, I do agree. However, give yourself some grace. It's very unlikely that you're just gonna do a complete 180, that you're gonna wake up tomorrow and be like, you know what? I'm starting to wake up early. I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna cook at home. I'm gonna read a book. I'm gonna XYZ, do all these things that you feel like you want to implement in your life and that they're just gonna all stick moving forward. It's a step-by-step process. What I like to do is I like to implement one healthy habit per week if I can, and then kind of go from there. I started implementing some of these habits about 4 weeks ago, and I feel like my life so far has had drastic changes in this short amount of time. The first week I made it a commitment to just wake up early. So I was like, okay, for the next 7 days, I'm gonna wake up early. Let me tell you, I know you guys probably hear this all the time, but the amount of things that you get done in your day when you wake up early is mind-blowing to me. Of course, like I said, I'm a streamer, so my sleeping schedule was so bad. I was playing video games up until like 5, 6 in the morning, going to sleep hella late, and then waking up at like 12, 1 p.m., eating by like my first meal at like 3 p.m. and then doing it all over again. That's not a healthy lifestyle. At least it wasn't for me, and it just wasn't. I don't feel like I was presenting as my best self or the best version of me. So I was like, you know what? I need to make some changes because this is not working for me. I always pat myself on the back that I'm even self-aware enough to realize, you know what? This is unhealthy. I'm not doing what is best for me, and then taking the steps to make the changes that I need to in order to live a healthier life. And also, you feel way more accomplished when you only give yourself one thing to work on and you're successful at it, versus if you give yourself 5, 6 things that you want to change in 1 week and then you feel like a failure by the end of the week when you haven't, obviously because it's unrealistic, but by the end of the week when you haven't like made all these changes successfully, it kind of messes with your mind in a negative way, even though you're trying to do something positive. So yeah, definitely start small and then just build those healthy habits accordingly, and over time it's gonna pay off. Next thing, exercising. Hear me out. When you say exercising, people automatically envision like the gym, being super ripped, especially with social media. Like, oh my god, please don't even get me started. But I do want to say that exercise and workouts does not look the same for everyone, okay? It doesn't mean that you have to go to the gym to work out. You can go on a hike once or twice a week, either by yourself or with a friend. You can sign up for a yoga class that helps with your mental health and your physical health. You can go play a sport with a friend.
I can get right to you that time. Oh my god. Is that off?
A lot of us played sports when we were younger. That's a good form of exercise and just movement. You know what? Later you is gonna thank you for being on top of the exercise and the movement, okay? So yeah, basically figure out a way, even if it's just one time a week, where you are exercising. This is one thing I want to talk about. Cooking at home. I don't know if I'm the only person that thinks this, but I feel like I've seen memes about this where it's like, people that get paid bi-weekly, they're like week 1 when you get paid and you're eating like a steak and seafood and this whole luxurious meal, and then week 2 when you have like a bowl of ice water and like ramen noodles, and that's like week 2 what you have to eat at home. Listen, eating at home is not a broke alternative. That's kind of implemented in our minds, and social media has us like thinking that that's a way of life. Eating at home is a healthier alternative. We should be eating at home. Most of us, if you're watching this video right now, the way that we were raised, were you eating out every other day? Listen, if you had it like that, kudos to you. But my mom, she was in that kitchen, baby, okay? So my grandma, she was in the kitchen. Cooking is not that hard. You don't dislike cooking. You don't not know how to cook. You're just not doing it. You haven't tried. You have to practice like anything. The more that you cook, the better you're gonna get at it. And also, like, do you not want to have kids one day? You're gonna have to think about what they're gonna want to eat. So yeah, If you're not a person that cooks often at home, for the new year, really, really, really try your best to figure out a couple meals. I was a person that I liked to eat out all the time unless it was like snacks or something. I used to just eat out. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to start cooking. From there, it was way easier to figure out meals that are quick and easy that I really liked and are still healthy. So yeah, just think about that. When I think about all these things that should actually be a positive thing in our minds, but for some reason they're negative. When I was in elementary school, we were basically forced to read against our will. I had to read a certain amount of books and you had to get AR points, and then you had to take these little tests on the books that you read to make sure that you read them, and then you had to write a summary on it and XYZ. It makes reading a negative connotation in a way. And so I underestimated the power of reading, because when I was like, high school, college, I just didn't care about reading. And then I came across self-help books, how to advance the mind and be more self-aware and have emotional awareness, be able to read social cues, know how to talk to people. I just started to learn so many things and was introduced to like an entirely different world. So anyways, I'm saying all that to say, read more books. If you spend an hour reading a book versus an hour scrolling on Instagram, the amount of things that you're gonna learn in that book in 1 hour versus aimlessly scrolling on Instagram is a world of difference. If you're not a reader, once you start to read little by little, your life is gonna change. So just think about it. I basically made a list of low vibrational things and a list of high vibrational things that I feel we naturally partake in. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a boring person. We're adults, we're young, we're hot, we're living our lives. And I understand that sometimes we want to be freaks and we want to smoke a little weed and we want to drink a little drink. And that's okay. There's no problem with that as long as it's within moderation. I, for some reason, am like a sicko and I like to overindulge in a lot of things. That's like not the best for me. And so I just had to learn over time that I have to either be really disciplined or not do those things at all, because limits is the most important thing. Here's my list of low vibrational things: excessive screen time and mindless TV, toxic relationships, people pleasing, smoking, and drinking. I'm not saying that you can't do any of these things, but if you can keep them to a minimum, that's way better than just indulging in them every single day. My high vibrational things: having limits, surrounding yourself with the right people, having a schedule, manifesting, doing fun activities, reading, watching educational videos. Boom. When it comes to excessive screen time and mindless TV, not only do we have the attention span of candy, okay, we spend all of our time scrolling. And honestly, listen, I'm guilty of it too. I'm always on TikTok, I'm always on Twitter, I'm always on Reels, Instagram, whatever. And it's very easy to just spend crazy amounts of time on our phones. And don't even get me started with mindless TV, because me and Love Island, listen, I was watching Love Island like there was no other show, okay? Why? I don't know. There's no explanation for it. Love is Blind, like all these reality shows, until one day I had to stop myself and I'm like, literally, what am I doing? I don't feel like I'm expanding my mind by watching these shows. If you want to watch those types of shows, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with, having our little guilty pleasure. What it is giving yourself limits. If you know that you like to watch these shows, limit yourself to just 1 episode a day. Or if you like to watch TikToks, give yourself like 15 minutes, but by this time I have to get off. You know what I mean? Because I knew that I liked to watch TV, I was like, I'm gonna watch educational documentaries, or I'm going to watch just motivational videos on YouTube, which are really interesting. Videos on how to be a better woman and better ways to present yourself. Yeah, I always recommend that. And also, I love listening to motivational podcasts. I'm talking about going on the podcast app on your phone when I am walking to the gym, or if I'm in my car driving, or if I know I have like an hour where I'm gonna be like cleaning, washing dishes, folding laundry, just doing things in my house. I will put my headphones in and listen to podcasts. Number one, it makes you feel like you're not alone. Other people are actually experiencing the same things that you're experiencing and dealing with life the same way. It just gives you more insight on being smarter. The next thing is toxic relationships. Now listen, I could make a whole nother video on this one, but I'm just gonna make it very brief. 2 things. Number one, toxic relationships in a romantic way with your lovers, ex-boyfriends, ex-girlfriends, whatever. Number 2, with friendships and family. You have to know how to detect when a relationship is toxic. So when it comes to a romantic way, listen, you know if that man or that woman is not for you. We've all been in those places before, or at least some of us or most of us, where we are constantly going back to the same person that we feel like we have history with, we're comfortable with them. But the universe has already showed you that person is not for you. The universe has a sense of humor, because the longer that you continue to entertain someone that's not meant for you, that you already know and has confirmed this person is not for me and I don't see myself spending the rest of my life with them, the longer you are prolonging the process of you meeting the right person. And you would be shocked, as soon as you let go of that person that you already know you're not supposed to have in your life, the quicker God or the universe or whoever it is that you believe in is going to be like, okay, bet, you're taking the steps to be a better person. So here, I'm going to grant you the blessings of XYZ. Keep that in mind. And then when it comes to friends and family, I mean, I'm just going to say it flat out. If you are constantly surrounding yourself with people that are not on the same vibrational level as you, you're always going to be held down. If you're trying to quit smoking, right? And you know that you're trying to quit smoking, but you hang out with 3 friends and all 3 friends smoke. I'm not saying to judge them. I'm not saying to come to them any type of way. But what you should do is express to them that you're working on yourself and you feel like you want to quit smoking. If they're not going to join you in that, which is okay, everyone is inclined to live their own life, you have to be responsible enough and strong enough to make the right choices, to either be disciplined enough to not smoke when you're around them, or you have to distance yourself. Like, that's literally just a part of life. You know that saying that's like, if you're the smartest or richest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Of course, this doesn't stand for every single scenario and situation, but for the most part, if you're surrounded by people and you're the most intelligent one and the most successful one, something is wrong. Like, you have to have inspiration around you. You have to have motivational people around you that are going to be willing to help you to see your potential and to allow you to reach the best version of yourself that you can be. Misery loves company. So people that are down are going to try to keep you down with them, and you have to be smart enough and strong enough to navigate yourself away. If you are around the right people, you're going to feel it. Your intuition does not lie. So trust it and believe it, okay? People pleasing. This one is hard. There's a fine line, and I'm not going to expand too much, but schedule things appropriately. Commit to what you want to commit to. If it does not align with who you are or your schedule or what you feel like you want to do, then don't do it. When you go into the new year, really try to be a little bit more selfish in a realistic way and do what's best for you. These are things that I feel like for me have kind of held me down a little bit, but making sure that the balance of good things outweighs the maybe not so good things. In the last year, I can say that I probably indulged in either the same amount, if not more, low vibrational things than I did high vibrational things, and I wasn't intentional about it. One thing I want to say is, and I know this is going to sound cliche and corny to some people, but I don't care. You have to have intention behind everything. You should be intentional with every single thing that you do. Like, if I don't have a reason as to why I'm doing something or buying something or saying something, I'm just not going to do it. Like, there has to be an intention. Romanticize life. That's also a big one. I can ramble on for days, but I'm not going to. The last and most important thing that I want to say, if you don't listen to anything else in this video, if you even got to this far, thank you so much. I appreciate it. But listen. The last and most important thing that I want to say, expressing gratitude. I know you're probably like, girl, shut up. But no, a lot of times I would catch myself just complaining about the dumbest things. And then it dawned on me. I know this is going to sound corny, but I really don't care. The older I get, we really do take for granted the basics of life. I have made it a point to wake up every morning and be like, you know what? Thank you, God. Thank you, universe, for giving me eyesight, for giving me movement, feeling, taste, smell, touch, all my senses. You know what? We all have our insecurities, but at least for the most part, we have the essentials to live a comfortable life. So if you don't take anything else from this video, show gratitude to yourself, show gratitude to your body, to the people that you love and appreciate and that help you, because that is the most important thing, and that's going to make the biggest difference. With that being said, I am hoping and praying and wishing for the very, very best for everyone watching this for the new year. I am sending you all my good vibes, my positivity, and great energy. And I hope, I really do hope that I can help y'all just be more mindful towards living your best life, most successful life. I am so grateful and so thankful for you. I'm excited to be back making videos for y'all. Follow me on Twitch, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and I will see you guys next time.